Okay, so today's fun and games is I am going to try to genetically engineer Dio's kids using the amazing function in The Sims 4 that is genetics. And so I have made some Sims for some of the
Wambosi
moms that we
Palingo.
know. So we have Giorno's mom, who's like the worst human ever. We have like a single panel that has Versace's mother, so I made her, but then we don't know really anything about the other two, so I just made my little headcanons for Rikiel's mom and for Ungalo's mom. And you can tell me how much you want Ungalo's mom to snap you in half in the comments. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to pop each one of them into Dio's house. We'll genetically engineer some kids and see how it's going to work. So let's go. I dropped them in Newcrest. We'll start with Giorno's mom, and we're just going to see if we can create a successful Giorno. She's kind of like the control group,
Oh, nay,
since we know what Giorno's supposed to look like through all of these, stages of his life. This one's also pretty close. He's got the wrong colored eyes, but like honestly, overall, I think that this might be our winner. This might be Giorno. So let's just give him some quick. And you see he's kind of beefy. He's got those like Joestar jeans kicking in full swing. Oh, no, there's a better one. No, that's pretty good. That's pretty good for a genetically engineered child. Alright. So next we've got our holes reference kid. And we're going to put Versace's mother. We're gonna see how this goes. This one is really, really special to me because Rikiel's mom is one of the OCs that I love and treasure very dearly. And she didn't start out being his mother, but it was by like, the sixth pass through what her character should be. It's like, oh no, I've got it. This is it. And so I've been rolling with that for, I want to say like a year now. So that's just kind of who she is. And so I really, really hope that I don't have to change her at all to create our very special cow child. This one is pretty solid. I'd say that one and the first one are both pretty good. Well, let's use this one. This one's pretty close. We'll only have to change a little bit. We want the color of his eyebrows to be black. And his hair, that was the thing we weren't gonna get. His hair is not the right color. Because, in my headcanon, his pink hair comes from his grandfather. So let's get... This is actually kind of close. To the hairstyle he has in the manga. And let's get his eyes. Oh, he's not a vampire. So I can't give him those golden eyes. Oh, we can give him Abakia's eyes. There we go. He needs lipstick. What's the one that had the pink? This one. You know, that's kind of close. That's pretty close. I don't have to change too much. Now, I also think he should have freckles. I think this amount of freckles. We got him! This is what I'm really excited for Ungalo's mother. She doesn't have a name, but she needs one. I cannot wait. Let's see if we can make him. Now, what's going to be tricky is getting the eyes, because the eyes are not going to be right. And we know that the eyes are not going to be right. But we're going to do our best. Oh my gosh, wait, that looks like him. I barely need to keep going. This looks like him. Like, the eyes are the same kind of slanty direction. The nose is right. I mean, we're gonna keep going, but that might be him right there. This one, the eyes are right, the eyebrows are right. I think this is our Ungalo right there. This one has the right kind of hairstyle, because Ungalo, now that I'm looking at some pictures, has kind of that... It's not quite a widow's peak, but kind of like a receding hairline going, but... No, it's this one right here. This is him. This is Ungalo. Ungalo. And let's see. Should I give him a last name? Ooh. I mean, let's see. We'd probably want to name him after some 90s band. I used to use Rem, but I don't know if I like Rem as, you know, let's name him after Weezer. Oh, that's a great, I think that's a Ungalo Weezer. I'm just gonna keep that forever. Let's finish him up. So the last thing that I think we're going to do is we're just going to plop all of Dio's kids into a single house, both the ones that I made previously and the ones that I made today. Let's give them, like, I don't know, some money just in case. And then we'll just look and we'll see how they look compared to what I made by looking at, pages from the anime and the manga. Let's get them all back into their regular outfits so we can actually... Oh, and you're already wearing it. Okay, let's start with the Giornos. So this was the Giorno that I made by looking at manga pages and stuff. And this is the Giorno that we genetically engineered. His skin is a little darker than the other Giorno and his eyes aren't the right color. But those eyebrows are pretty close. They're almost the same ones. These ones are a little bit bigger. His chin is bigger than this Giorno's chin. This one's kind of small, but I don't know if I actually like it being that small. I might want it to be a little bigger like that. This one's happier. His mouth is just more excited. Overall though, they look like they're pretty much the same person. This one is so beefy. This one is Giorno after he became the mafia boss and then he went and got a tan, I guess. This one's supposed to be a teenager and he's humongous. The cheeks are a little different, it looks like also, but overall, you can... Oh, and he's a vampire, I forgot about that. You can, I think, tell that they're the same person. Alright, so let's look at Versace. So this is the one that I created, and this is the one that we genetically engineered. And I actually picked different hair for this one compared to this one, and I don't know why, but whatever. Okay, so front of the face, it's decently similar. The eyes are a bit different, and I think the mouth is different. Let's look at the profile. Actually, I think the new one has a nicer profile to look at than the old one. Again, it's the chin. The chin is a little bit different. But this one, it looks like he's scowling more. The other one, the eyebrows kind of look out of place. The nose is slightly different. This one is a bit wider. And their skin is a little shade off. But otherwise, they both... You can kind of tell that they're the same person, I think. I think this turned out okay. Let's look at Rikiel next. So this is the hair that I used to use for Rikiel, but honestly, I think that this hair is better. Okay, so if we look... Here's our old one. Oh, I didn't give him freckles in the old version because I guess I was trying to make it manga accurate. And I gave him dark eyes instead of the golden ones because he wasn't a vampire. Okay. So, if we're looking at it from the front, that actually looks decently different, but because of those aesthetic changes between the two of them, that different hair that I wanted, and then the different eyes, they have similar eyebrows. Okay, because they're not the same, but they're similar. It's hard to see the profile of this one with his hair in the way. Hold on, we're gonna take his hair off for a second so we can look at the faces. So there's this one, and there's this one. Okay, so their heads are a little bit of a different shape, but the face itself, I think, is similar. Profile difference is something that I'm noticing when we're pulling them genetically from... I'm thinking that DIO's the reason that their profiles are like that, honestly. So this is easily the one that looks the most different, but that's because I added a lot of my own layers to him, like the freckles and then the golden eyes. And this, I like that new hair better, actually. I think I'm gonna give him this new hair. It was medium length, girly hair. It was pink. Yeah, there we go. And he's just so much beefier, like that giant neck. He got the DIO buff genes. I think their noses are actually kind of similar. Okay, let's see what happens if I give him those eyes and I give him the freckles. The biggest difference is just how thick this boy's neck is, and then he's smiling a little bit more. His lips are a little different. I think I intentionally gave all of the DIO kids the DIO lips, but then when they did their, when we did genetics, then it took a mixture of dad and mom. But, you know what? If I made those changes on the old one, to make it more like what I tried to do with the new one, it's not too far off. It's not too far off. But that one is the most different, mostly because I used a pre-existing mom and not a one that I created specifically to make, you know, matching Sims. All right, the moment we've been waiting for. Let's look at the Ungalos. So the eyes are going to be different because I intentionally picked an Ungalo, or I intentionally made Ungalo's eyes that little beady ones. But let's see. So they're not little beady, they're a lot bigger. Oh, and I gave them a different hat. Their profiles are gonna look a little bit off. It's the same thing with that chin. I think DIO just gave them these massive chins. So the profile looks pretty different between the two. But eyebrows are a little different between what I picked and what it came with. Oh, and he had a really skinny mouth. Oh, this mouth's kind of skinny too. You know, the one that I made looks more cartoony, you know, to match what it looks like, again, more so in the manga, but like, I don't know, I kind of like this one. It's a little more like a person, less like a cartoon. It's because of those eyes. It's those eyes that do it. But I think this is decently close. I'd say this whole debacle was kind of a success. Yeah, we'll say this was pretty successful. I think our genetically engineered DIO kids are pretty solid compared to ones that I created using the manga. They all look so lanky and skinny because all these got like Joestar buff genes, except Versace did not rip that guy. And he's the only, no, him and Giorno are vampires. Just because why not? What if scenario where Giorno is a vampire? Anyway, yeah, success. I'm claiming this as an absolute success. It was a lot of fun, and I hope you had fun watching.